Hello and welcome to Thought for Today. As I was sitting this morning thinking about recording this today, I was wondering how the Reverend Noel and his family are today, because today is the day when the snow finally arrived in Northamptonshire. It certainly did in Corby, so I am assuming it did in Rothwell as well. Why am I mentioning this? Well, because I was wondering what their reaction would be, but I was also thinking it has a bearing upon the thought that I had in my mind to share with you. I was going to talk about, well, I still am going to share with you the thought, so just bear with me. About 10 days ago, I suppose it was, I said to my husband, I think that's a magpie that I can see sitting on the branch of the tree. And he looked and he said, yes, it is, and wondered why I was saying this. Well, it had been a while since I had seen a magpie, and the reason I could see this one was because it was sitting on a branch, and at the moment the branches are bare. The view to the back of the garden where the silver birch stands is very different now. You can see all the way clearly because there's no foliage on any of the bushes or the apple tree or anything else that normally would obscure the view. Today it has snowed, and so the branches don't look quite so bare. They don't look the same as they did yesterday, and it's just one day, and what a difference it has made. My thought was going to be around the tree, and still is, and the seasons. Way back in the first lockdown, one of the nature magazines, believe it or not, that I read sitting outside, suggested that one of the things that we might like to do would be to focus upon a tree, to look at a tree that you know. Well, the silver birch was in the garden when we moved in, and we've lived in this house now for, well, an awful lot of years, best part of 40 years. And so I should be very, very familiar with this silver birch. At the moment, as I say, it is bare. There's no foliage, so the birds are in view. They're not hidden behind any leaves or branches swaying, because the branches don't sway at this time of year. The article suggested that you get to know the tree so well that if it was removed and planted in a forest, you would be able to, well, recognise it. I have looked at this silver birch, and there is a possibility, because of one particular strange branch on it, that I might just recognise it if it was replanted and put in a forest. I was also looking at the oak tree that stands on the green area just outside of Cornerstone Church, and many of you will know it. That again I have known and watched for 30 odd years, and I looked at it when I was thinking about this thought a few days ago and thought, well, I'm sorry, Mr. Oak, I don't think I would recognise you if you were transplanted and put into a forest and I was asked to pick you out. Some of the things that have kept us going through this last year are individual, they're personal to us, and some of them we don't like to share. But I want to share this with you because these trees are doing exactly what they have done in previous years and will continue to do in future years. They change with the seasons, and in a few weeks' time they will begin to change again. At the moment they are at rest, and then they will come back to life gradually until they're in full blossom and bloom and look completely different to what they do now. And part of the reason the snow also has an impact upon my thought is that I was going to say to you that yesterday, when it was no more than 1 degree, the tree looked cold and bare, and I felt as if I wanted to take a blanket and wrap it around it to keep it warm. I know the tree doesn't need that, but that was just how I felt. Whereas today, it's got snow, and the snow will keep it warm, and the snow will feed it. Trees have always been part of my life, from a little girl growing them to now, when we do eventually get back out walking, and when we have in the past, looking for a good sturdy trunk to hang on to when I've got a difficult bit of path to navigate, or better still, looking for a good one to sit on for a picnic part way through a walk. The Bible also contains many trees right throughout its pages, all kinds of trees for all different reasons. The tree is there. The tree can be relied upon. I can't draw a tree any better than I could 12 months ago, and as I say, it's pretty unlikely I would recognise them if they were transplanted and put in a forest. But that does not mean that I do not appreciate them, that they have not helped me through this last year, because they don't change. They just carry on doing what they do. As the seasons roll on, so the tree changes and alters and stands firm. There's only one hymn, isn't there? There really is. And I hope that you sing and dance to this if you can, and enjoy it at least, because it's a great hymn, it's got a great message, and it's a reminder of how important the trees are to us, to nature, and to everything that goes on. The circle of life. And you know, they do tell us, I don't know how they know, these experts, some of the things they know, but they do tell us that the trees on the subterranean level do speak to each other. And why not? So enjoy the thought, well, I hope you have, and enjoy the hymn. Before you do that though, you will have read a short introduction written by Pat, and obviously I have no idea what Pat has written, but what I'm pretty certain that she will not have written is the extra mile she went and the extra work that she has done to enable this thought to come to you today. So thank you, Pat, and God bless you all, and smile the next time you look at a tree.